So today I wanted to talk Meisner. We've had a lot of emails recently just in, inquiring about different things in Meisner Technique. So I figured I'll take an opportunity right now to answer some of the questions and hope to answer them for you. So first question we had is, can a beginner jump into Meisner? So yes, absolutely. In fact, the technique is set up so that you would start as a beginner. I actually will have students come to me and say, hey, I've been taking the Meisner technique for 2 years. Can I jump into the advanced class? And my answer to them is, unfortunately, I feel bad, but no, because I want to show you the technique from the very beginning. Since I know all of the stages, I want to make sure you're on the same page with where I'm at. Usually those students that are more advanced will pop through the technique pretty quickly. But as a beginner, you most definitely can and should start from the beginning. So kind of briefly just talking about the Meisner technique, the beginning stage is basically to teach you to connect. To make it about your partner, to not make it about me. How do I sound? What do I look like? How can I be interesting? I think a lot of times we as actors think acting is me. How can I be interesting? How do I sound good? And we really take out the other person completely. And acting really involves this other person a lot. So this beginner stage really teaches you guys to listen, react, and respond. Something I like to talk about often is when you listen to a famous person being interviewed, one of the questions that gets brought up is, what is acting to you? And almost 100% of the time, one of the answers is acting is listening, acting is responding, and acting is reacting. And so this first stage of this technique that we do as beginners is so important. It's that foundation that we are building, right? It's teaching us to listen and respond to our partner. We really have to pick up on tones. Are they being kind? Are they being condescending? Something we also talk about is there's different types of laughs, right? There's the laugh where we're laughing at someone. There's a laugh where you're laughing with someone. There's all different types of laughs. There's different types of anger. And these are things that we really need to be in tune with and really listen for and not just listen to our cues. So yes, as a beginner, most definitely you will and should start at the beginning stage. And we welcome all beginners and we welcome advanced students as well. Okay, let me see here. Next question, free class. So what is our free class? Yes, we at Houde School of Acting offer a free class. You're welcome to jump into any of the classes as your free class. The Meisner technique, I am going to have my students demonstrate every single one of the stages for you. So you definitely can jump in and watch, and if the class has enough time, then I'll let you participate as well. But you'll be able to, through this free class, learn every one of the stages because all of my classes have beginner students and advanced students in the classes. That way you as a viewer can see, oh, I get where this technique is going. I understand the last stage of this, and I really want to get to that point. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but this is what I want to get towards. So yes, we do offer a free class. You can sign up through our website. You can also comment below if you'd like. And also I wanted to mention that we have a YouTube channel. It's Houde School of Acting, and we have a demonstration there on the YouTube channel. So you can also kind of watch this demonstration to see these first few stages of this technique. Okay, well, hopefully you'll join us for a free class as well. Okay, all right, this is a big one. How long does it take to learn the Meisner technique? This is a fun question because acting is like an instrument. It's like learning an instrument, learning a language. Something that I talk about often is you cannot learn an instrument in 2 months. And for some reason, we as actors think, oh, acting's easy. I literally could just memorize lines and I'm going to be great, right? No. You have to learn a technique. You have to learn the whole process. We can't just jump to lines. Otherwise, they're going to be surface level. So our classes are month to month. You can jump in and just take 4 months of classes if this is what you want. I highly recommend taking at least, my opinion is 2 years. Because when we talk about this technique, remember we talked about the first stage being listening and responding. It's that repetition. You have a red shirt, I have a red shirt. You have a red shirt, I have a red shirt. And we're really listening to tones and making it about the other person. Our focus and our attention is not on me, it's on the person I'm talking with, right? And then we're going to talk about that second stage, which is repetition with the point of view. So at this stage, we're teaching you to, one, be able to pinpoint emotional changes in your partner, but also pinpoint emotional changes in ourselves. this is super important because we've grown up in a world where we've taught ourselves, and the society has taught us, to stop feeling, don't allow yourself to feel, because no one wants to see that. But in fact, we should be able to feel, right? And especially in the acting world, we most definitely need to be able to feel. And something I also talk about is there shouldn't be a specific way you need to feel, okay? It's your point of view. So if someone's being rude to you, it doesn't mean you need to be rude back. It means you have to have a point of view about it. Does it offend you? Does it upset you? Do you think it's ridiculous? What is your point of view? And that's what this stage is teaching us to do. Then we're going to move into that third stage, which is teaching you to believe in an imaginary circumstance through a physical task. And then now we're going to be playing that repetition game with our partner. So we're no longer just being able to stare at my partner and listen and respond, but we're actually, in fact, I don't know if you can see my cat here, but my cat's just popped in. This is Siren. If you pop in a class with me, or if you take classes, you'll see Siren often. So that third stage is teaching you to believe in that imaginary circumstance, but now really training your ear to listen for those emotional changes, because I'm no longer staring at you anymore. I really have to listen for the changes. And that's the third stage. And so once we've learned how to believe in the, listen and respond, and then pinpoint emotional changes, believing in the imaginary circumstance, then we're going to jump to emotional preparation. So, and this isn't even close to the end of the technique. So as you can see, this is not going to happen in 2 months. This is not going to happen in 3 months, right? Moving to this emotional preparation, we will teach you how to emotionally prepare from happiness, sadness, and anger. Those are the core emotions that we're going to focus on in this point, okay? We're going to teach you through daydreams how to get yourself there. That's the goal. Once we've learned how to emotionally prepare, we're going to move to now what we call an activity, what I just explained, an imaginary circumstance, and someone coming to your door, and now with emotion, okay? So now we're going to work off emotionally. Once we've learned how to emotionally prepare, work off our partner emotionally, and believe in a circumstance that is very emotionally packed, then, sorry, I'm struggling with my cat. Then we're going to move to what we call relationships. So now every single scene you will ever do is going to have a relationship in it, correct? Whether it's siblings, lovers, it's going to be employees, boss, employee, it could be coworkers, neighbors. There's so many different types of relationships, and your behavior is going to be different with every single one of them. In real life, we don't think about it. It just happens, but in the acting world, a lot of times we don't even think about it. It needs to be there. We cannot rely on the dialogue to show the audience who we are. We have to have that behavior. So now once we're able to do what we call doors and activities with relationship, that's going to be a simple relationship to start. Now the next stage is adding a complex relationship. So it's no longer, just siblings. Now it could be siblings. I let my brother borrow my car, and he ended up deciding that he wants to skip out on his family, move to another city, and no one knows where he's at. So now, not only am I concerned about him, no one can get a hold of him. He's got my freaking car. So now what am I going to do? And now his family has no idea where he's at. Like, this is a more intense relationship. At this point, maybe I tracked him down, found him, and that could be the relationship, right? It could also be lovers, and we've been, let's say, together for 4 years, and I just found out that my fiance has been cheating on me with several different females. That could be the relationship. So now what we do is we have this relationship, we work off each other, but ideally we do not talk about the relationship at all. So when my students are doing the relationship well, we out here, the audience, are able to pinpoint they were lovers and he screwed her over really intensely. And there's different levels of being screwed over, right? This is where we have to have the behavior behind it, and we have to have the emotional life behind it. And then we get into what we call our advanced class, which has our year-long monologue class, which is Spoon Reverse. We do our character work, we do our nursery rhymes. We have so many fun things to do in this technique. But as you can see, this question is sort of a open-ended question. It's hard to answer because you could take classes if you really want to for 4 months. Do I think that's going to benefit you in scene work? No, I think you really, really need to be able to be at it for the long haul, attend at least 1 year to 2 years. I strongly believe that. But, as Wendy and all the great people here in TMFA talk about, acting is not something that should happen in 2 to 3 months. You guys have to put the work into it. And I highly recommend actually attending a technique for at least 1 year to 2 years. Okay. Moving on to our next question. This is probably the last one I'll have time for today, but is learning the Meisner technique really possible online? Yes. So I am super excited about this, what I've kind of created here with the Meisner technique. As far as I know, I'm really the only Meisner teacher teaching Meisner online, and I feel fantastic about it because I've had so many students that have come to me with zero Meisner experience at all, and they literally have gone through, at this point, a year into the technique and are doing relationships. And their emotion is so clear and so amazing and moves us so much on the other side. We'll as a class pop on after they've done a relationship or they've done a door activity, and I can see my students that were watching crying because of how impactful it is in the online world, because it's right there in front of your face. So Zoom also has created something pretty cool, which is called Hide Non-Video Participants. Through hiding non-video participants, what we are seeing as viewers is just literally the two people acting on the screen at one time. So you're not seeing any still shots. You're not seeing people tiny. You're literally seeing in big boxes, these two actors really feeling emotionally off of each other. And it's phenomenal. It's fantastic to watch, and it's really moving here on the outside. Something else to keep in mind is, let's face it, guys, right now at least, but I really foresee the next couple years being virtual. So it's so important for you guys to be able to learn virtually, in my opinion, so that way you can be present, learn to be present in the virtual world, because your auditions are going to be virtual. So why not get ahead of the game and all your competition and learn how to actually be present and to be able to pick up on moments in the virtual world. That's what we're all working towards, because that's what the industry is right now. So to answer that question, long story short, yes, learning Meisner technique is absolutely possible online, and I absolutely love teaching it and watching the Meisner technique online. So those are our questions that I've answered today. We'll go ahead and do this another time. Really briefly, what we offer here at Houde School of Acting is Meisner. We do online Meisner. We also have online self-tapes, script analysis. We do online improv. And we have many, many awesome teachers that teach for us. So Keith Brooks, we've been posting some of his videos. He's fantastic. He studied at Juilliard, Berry College, NYU. He teaches our script analysis and our improv. Diana teaches the Meisner with me at times, and Joe is our improv teacher as well. So we've got a lot of fantastic teachers, and our packages are up to $200. We offer $225 actually for up to 5 classes per week, which is an awesome deal. And actually, we're doing a Black Friday special starting Wednesday at 6 p.m. We'll be launching it, and it's up to 30% off. So anyways, I hope to have all of you in class, and I hope I answered all your questions, or at least some of them, for you, and see you soon. Thanks, TMFA. Bye.